under pressure from Arnold behind. It's half a second the gap. And Jake is just keeping a distance there, but of course staying there won't get him very far. He needs to be in front of Red Matt to advance to the Championship 5 as they come through the back end of the tunnel. Heavy braking zone, heaviest on the track. Arnold gets it right. Red Matt's still all over the place, but he's starting to deal with the pressure a bit easier. As Yuri picks up a 3-second time penalty. Yellow flags out in sector 2 is Corey is out.
No, that... I can't even see where that's happened. It's happened on the way down the hill. Now, that car's not going to ghost, and so that's quite a tricky situation. If people don't see that car, it's going to be a major incident. Look at MK Bourne. He's really having to avoid it. And punctures could come out of this as well. I'm absolutely amazed we haven't got a safety car for this, but there is no safety car. And everyone is still going. Luckily, it looks like all my stuff is normal now, so welcome back. Hopefully for the last time, and we can just get the rest of this race in now.
If we get problems like we had in the first stream again, we will call it at stage 2. But we seem to be all right and settled. But I don't want to say too much.
It's hard to really call what's going to happen with this, unfortunately. But it's taken us till nearly 8 o'clock to get to lap 5. That sort of sums up how our night's been so far with a totally working video game. But Arnold, as the rain continues to get lighter, he'll be thinking about perhaps his dry move. He's obviously on a joker, and that'll sort of... it's no, is that Jake as well, or has Jake got away? Jake got away, but it's definitely Casper round, and I think Kyle possibly got a little bit involved too.
I think Kieran lost out. He lost a place to Jamie there as well.
Oh my goodness. Kieran nearly lost it. No, he's really got to keep it on the road. Don't lose your head. Still in Championship 5 position. So it's all okay so far.
It's nights like these, Owen, where you've really got to be on top of your mentality, haven't you? You know, the restart, the stream problems, crashes going on around you, cars that are there, cars that aren't there. It will get you. But Kieran, as he has another moment, he's dealing with it. He's getting on with it. And Iceman is only 14th, and Thomas is just moved up to P8, but of course that is not enough.
Nah. They need Kieran out of this race, realistically.
Yep. But they need Kieran out of this race, and then a top 5 finish.
Yeah. It's a long shot, to say the least. Still watching Arnold try and make some progress, but nothing happening at the moment with Red Matt. They're just sort of keeping their positions as we see Iceman harrying Cam up the hill. Two drivers who would really could have been done with this being 10 positions higher up the field, realistically, and you could argue, certainly for Iceman, that's where he should be, but we've said that enough tonight. Unfortunately, just the various issues for him has led to him needing a minor miracle, but we are only sitting here on lap 5. So long left to go in this race tonight. So not all hope is lost for him yet. The second he sees that Kieran retires from the race, because it could happen at any minute. You know, one little mistake as the track dries, and it could be curtains, but it was nearly Iceman who was crashing, actually, on the way down the hill, but we'll see how it all
up against
goes.
His old nemesis Cam there, as Ben overtakes Jamie, who's made a pit stop. I'll tell you what, Iceman and Kieran on this start of the game, they seem to be struggling a lot more than what they were, and Iceman's almost in the wall once again.
I wonder how many drivers, Jacko, remembered their setups.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point. Yellow flags out again. I think it's for Deck who was out.
Yeah, we'll see where he ends up. Here is Jess, and you'll see it on the left. Jess. So lucky not to pick up a puncture, but have we got safety cars on? Because surely that would be a safety car.
They should be on.
As we see Arnold heading through. Nearly into the back of Red Matt, but not quite. I'm not sure we have safety cars on.
We're not restarting again.
Oh, they're not on.
So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I selected it, but we won't do another restart. This is it now.
Look at Arnold. I think he's going to try this now, is he? On the way up the hill. He's going down the inside for the race lead. And he's taking it off of Red Matt. And Red Matt, well, he didn't want to fight it too hard because it could have cost him. But that is Arnold leading this race now. As we see, pit stops happening. Where is Kieran going to end up? Is he going to get passed by Thomas? Thomas would be really hoping he gets himself ahead, but it's not going to happen.
And of course, the bigger picture for Red Matt at the moment, he would be level on points with Jake if he finished like this, but would advance on countback with his win at Hungary. And of course, another win for Arnold wouldn't hurt his chances with going into next week into the United States for our 4th Championship 5 in the Cup Series. Red Matt starts to fall back from Arnold. You still there, Owen? Yes, you are.
Still there. I am still here.
Very quiet for a very long time.
I'm just saying, Arnold has built up a 2-second lead already as Red Matt comes to the pit lane. Looks like a scheduled stop this, so we'll see where he ends up coming out. Obviously, Jake is on an undercut. He is on an undercut. So if Jake could get himself ahead, I doubt he'll be anywhere near him, actually, in fairness. But we'll see what the gap is anyway. I think Jake, though, will be about 3 or 4 seconds back.
Yeah, but that's 3 or 4 seconds of clear air. But then again, Red Matt has the same clear air. And we just remind everybody, Arnold and Kyle are both on jokers. And that's why they're running P1 and 2. They'll wait for the rain to clear up, as is scheduled, and then they should pop on. Or do you reckon they could get mediums to the end when the rain stops? Around sort of lap 12?
Potential, yeah. I just checked, by the way, safety cars are on increased. So for whatever reason, those 2 accidents, they should have brought safety cars out. They didn't.
Oh, they might be one now, Owen. We've got yellow flags again.
Yuri in the wall. He's got himself back out again, though. I'm not sure if he actually hit anything, but you can see the track is drying up rapidly. And I wonder if anyone's going to be pitting for dry tyres soon. Let's actually check. It's Pete, the first one, onto dries. And Arnold's in an interesting position, obviously, being on the Joker.
Oh, but Pete is struggling.
Oh.
On the exit, at least. It might be 1 lap too soon.
Arnold's the one who's going to meet him first here. Look at this.
Oh, Pete.
Arnold's going to be really feeling nervous seeing this car coming up to him. Look at him. She's crawling round. It's almost like following the safety car. Is he going to get through? Oh! Look at that. That was so close.
I think Pete was just struggling so much there. It looked like he was trying to block him, but he just couldn't get the car straight, couldn't get the power down. And Arnold pulls away through Lowe's hairpin. That's showing you that is the wrong tyre to be on for Pete Knighton on the mediums. But he has 1 stop out the way with now.
It's weird because the track does look dry when you ride on board, but
it's greasy though, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you see the spray coming out the back, and then you realise, yeah, that's not dry yet. Oh, look at Arnold, still slipping and sliding. As we see Casper getting himself past Thomas, and that is 1 car between Kieran and Thomas, so that'll be Kieran feeling a bit more comfortable as he's sitting on the back of Ben at the minute.
Ben having a good race.
Yeah.
Has to be said.
DRS enabled, and that's interesting because there's still spray out there, and Arnold's continued on for another lap.
So and what does Kyle pits?
Yeah,
Kyle
he has to. He sees DRS enabled. That's pit stop time, and it'll be medium compound tyres. He's doing this on a 2-stop. Remember, Arnold's potentially going to go for hard on a 1-stop. I'm not sure if he'll to get the mediums to the end, but we'll see. As Kyle gets himself out of the pits.
Kyle goes for the mediums then. Red Matt also in along with Jake and
He's
Jamie.
going for hards, I think. Or was it mediums, sorry. Someone was going for hards. I'm trying to figure out who it was. Jamie. It's hards for Jamie. And, well,
Had Jamie already made a stop? That's what I want to know.
Let's have a look. Yes.
Yes.
So Red Matt and Jamie and Jake have all made their stops. Kieran as well. And look at Red Matt passing Jess just on the exit. That could have been a bit tight. Now, this is where Arnold finds himself in the danger zone. If he has any sort of incident on this in-lap and it brings him into territory to get undercut, but also there's a potential for safety cars to ruin this. Oh, yellow flag. Pete's out of it. If we get a safety car now, Arnold can't pit. Oh, he's gone too late. He's gone too late for the pits, hasn't he?
But there's no safety car. And of course, it was said that is not being policed unless there was a safety car.
Good.
So Arnold is fine there. He is cleared of any wrongdoing. Gets a new wing in the process. Why not? You've got enough time in hand.
He's not leaving his pits though?
Yeah, he is. He's gone on my screen.
Oh.
He's coming up to the indicator at the end of the pit lane about now.
That's useful, isn't it? Because for me, Arnold's just stuck. So for me, Kyle leads the race, and Arnold's just sitting there.
Arnold is away. He's ahead of Kyle, mate.
This game's
But Kyle's right behind him.
There we go. That's better. Took its time. Only teleported him halfway out of the pits, but we are now following what is the fight for the race lead. And yeah, I can only apologise for this one, people. You can see for yourself I'm suffering quite a lot of desync at the minute, so I'm trying my best, but you can see the timings are all over the show. So luckily you can see the fight on track there. That's the important bit. And well, we're watching two of the main title contenders going for it on the road here. And you can see Kyle sliding a bit as he heads through. And I'm just seeing where Kieran's ended up. Kieran has lost out here, hasn't he? Or
as has Jake.
Where is Kieran? Because I'm not sure my phone's fully updated. Is he
Start of the tunnel.
ninth?
Start of the tunnel.
Is he ninth?
He's P7. P7.
7, okay. Thank you.
And then in front of him, you got Ben Spurs and Jake, and then Jamie hunting down Red Matt, who's just started on the pit straight.
What?
Yellow flags again in sector 3.
Nothing's
Fastest
happening.
lap for Red Matt.
I don't think. Oh, there's a lot of fighting going on here. Look at that Casper on the inside, and that's into the wall. That's a really silly move, and he's now parked it in the middle of the road. So for anyone coming through, Jess being one of them, that could cause a few sort of dramas as Kieran's into the pits.
Jess is in the way of Cam.
Front wing. It's a front wing for Kieran.
Oh.
Now that is his third stop, so it's not even a mandatory one he's doing. That's a major problem. And he's now unfortunately also got stuck for me, so we'll have to watch something else. Arnold's pulled the gap away though to Kyle, so that doesn't look like it's going to be a worry anymore. So he's just really got to get this thing to the end now to claim a fourth victory of the season.
And it is dry to the end from here, that is a fact. But he has a moment still.
Yeah.
It's just, will those mediums go to the end? And that is the main question here. They should. I think it was Janel did it a couple seasons ago. Owen White, you just said, that worries me.
I'm watching Casper going through the Mediterranean again. And now he's respawned back at the top of the hill. Kieran is luckily now out of the pits. God knows what position he's in, though, unfortunately. I can't really tell you. Is he 13th?
Kieran, yeah, P13.
Good. It's really annoying, this. I'm so sorry to the viewers. But, I mean, now, why is Thomas pitting? Does he hit the wall, I wonder? There's no one actually. Ah, for Christ's sake.
These two will now stack. That's MK Born.
Yeah, well, they've both respawned back onto the track, so God knows what's happened there. This. What? Oh my God. Jesus. Right, so let's not look at those two. Are you seeing it as well now?
I turn my head to look at your version of events, and I turn straight back.
Yeah, that's never a good sign. I'm very concerned. Oh. Yeah, you can see what Codemasters are making me do here. Let's say, I'm trying.
You're holding your tongue. It's good to see.
Yes. I'm seeing the funny side of it, but it is ruining this race, unfortunately, for the viewing audience. At the very least, it looks like Red Matt with that pole position and being more, 2 cars ahead of Jake, he looks like he'd be the one qualifying. We know Kyle in second place, he'd qualify. Kieran still very much in position to qualify, so we're not missing any major dramas in this title race. But still, I'd rather it worked properly for us. Now, Jess has caused the yellow flag, I think, by letting people through. That's what that yellow was for. So there's no worries there of a safety car. Not that it'd come out anyway, because we had 3 major incidents and nothing's happened yet, so...
The thing that bothers me most, Owen, is that at the start of the season, when the game was new, we didn't have this problem of crashing.
Yeah, I know.
The game crashing. So that it has got worse rather than better. But as they say, things must get worse before they do get better.
Yeah. I think that's what we were saying this time last year, weren't we?
Yeah, they got to get really worse.
No, that is Jake passing Jamie. Now, what does that do for the championship? That gives Jake a bit more of a chance now, doesn't it?
That puts Jake in to the Championship 5.
So, they aren't teammates, are they? Because that was an odd place for that move to happen.
Yes, they are. Yeah. They are teammates.
Yeah, I was going to say that was an odd place.
No, Bettino's out.
Bettino. Are we going to get a safety car? You can see he's in such a dangerous position. The safety car, I promise you, it's on. It's on increased. You saw me check it. The game's just not letting us have one. But there's definitely a safety car issue tonight. So perhaps that's for the best, because most safety cars we have these days end up leading to the game crashing. So
yeah, yellows again. I don't know who that's for. Down at the back.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening here.
It's MK Bourne who's going really slowly into the pit lane.
Well, Jamie's also parked it on track. Obviously, well, he hasn't, but the game has. MK Bourne, he's getting a new front wing. Was he possibly something to do with Bettino's incident, I wonder?
Possibly. It's so hard to keep up with. Iceman rejoins the track in P12. 2 places behind Thomas, 4 behind Kieran. Is Curtains for the Season 2 chase champion at the moment. Slidey through Casino Square. Of course, next stage point coming at lap 20. And if we get any more issues beyond that, the race will be called at lap 20.
Yeah.
But it's staying alive, isn't it?
It is, just about. But it's definitely on a knife edge.
We expected drama, didn't we? And we sort of got it in that first race, if you can call it that. And then nothing since. It's been a very tame Monaco race.
Obviously, the safety cars would have livened it right up, but since the game's decided it's not going to let us have them today, we can't really do much. So it has kind of killed the race for us, unfortunately, because all the intrigue tends to be with the strategy and the safety cars that come out of it. But as you can see, we're just watching a broken game break. Instead, it's a very frustrating situation, I know, for us. But thank you to the 12 of you who are still watching. Having to brave watching this thing, knowing that literally anything could happen next. So, yes.
Of course, we may not get any safety cars if that is a glitch that we've encountered, but that doesn't mean the likes of Kieran and Kyle can crash, and then it turns the championship on its head. Of course, with no safety cars, you do still have to concentrate around Monaco. One little mistake could end your title hopes 15 races into a season. But all the big names making sure they're doing their bit. Jamie and Arnaud already through. Kieran doing his bit for the chase. And as it stands, Kyle and Jake, or Kajman, will advance to the USA. Red Matt 1 place ahead of Jake. But it won't be enough. He would be... Actually, let me do some quick maths here, Owen. Jake... No, Red Matt would be...
Who's that?
Minus...
Oh, it's bloody cars. Ignore it.
Ignoring. So yeah, Red Matt had the pole position, so that puts him -2. and he's one place and a podium playoff point ahead of Jake, so he would actually be level with Jake, as I come to think of it. So Red Matt, as it stands,
Gets through then.
will advance, yeah. But it's on countback again, like we saw with Pete and Vitinho earlier in the season.
Well, that means Jake might need to think about getting some sort of a move on then. Because he's 11.5 seconds back. And he's got all the free air in the world. Well, actually, he doesn't, because he's got 2 lap cars in the middle of it. But either way, he's got to move it.
The only advantage I can see at the moment for Jake is that Kyle... What's happened at the exit of the tunnel?
Accident. That is an accident this time.
Here comes Jake.
Yep.
Gets out of the way of Jamie.
Once again,
so
not going to get a safety car for it by the looks of it. But the car is still there, so if anyone's caught unawares, they might end up piling into it. But they're all seeing it, which is good to see.
Jake's teammate Kyle is 2 places up the road. That would give him 1 more point and the playoff point, which would be enough to put Jake in. But of course, he needs to somehow communicate with Kyle that Jake needs to be on the podium if Red Matt's going to be on the podium. There's no way through otherwise. He will lose out on countback.
Meanwhile, at the front, Arnold's getting in position to start lapping more people. How many can he lap today, I wonder? He's just so quick. I mean, Kyle was on the back of him once upon a time. And, well, that aged well. A track that Arnold's obviously very good at. He dominated this, I think, in Season 1, wasn't it? And, well, he's doing it again today. For what would be his 4th win of the season. Setting him on the right track as we head to Texas next week for the season finale. A race which could crown him the 4th JACKOCAR Cup Series champion.
4 in 4 seasons. Of course, we had Pete in Season 1, Jamie Wright Season 2, Khalifa last season. And they've all had their own stories. Of course, Pete and Khalifa in Season 1 at China with that damage multiple times, new front wings, and a late dive with 5 laps to go from Pete, which put him past Khalifa. And that was back in the days when we removed penalties. And he had a penalty removed, and it gave him the championship. We moved on to Season 2. Kyle, with a pit stop, outbroke himself on pit entry. Gave him a 5-second penalty. And of course that gave Jamie the win, or the championship. Of course it was Riley Byes who actually won the race. And of course last season, Arnold leading 65 of the 71 laps, but lost it on a penalty of his own doing. Cut a corner, and Khalifa was there. Casper retires from the race.
That's in the pit lane, I think.
So we are down to the 13 runners. And the more retirements we have, providing Kieran finishes, the easier it gets for him.
Yeah. It's almost sealed it now, really, even if he finishes last at this point. So his strong performances at the start of the chase have, well, they've paid off for him. And all of that complaining about him not being good enough, he was very harsh on himself all season, ever really since Japan. And, well, he finds himself in a position where he's going to be fighting for a championship next week.
Yeah, and you said it last week, I believe, that the win, or the lost win in Japan, is going to end up benefiting him here. More yellow flags, and I'm not sure what for. There's a car on the exit. It's Thomas in the wall.
Thomas. Well, that's going to help Kieran's case even more.
One less worry for the young man from Greater London. It's just Iceman, really, who's a threat left in this.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they've both been lapped tonight by Arnold, so, you know, it really just is not going their way tonight. But, it has to be said, both Cam and Kieran are very close to each other. They're actually catching up to Jess. Wonder what dramas could happen here. There's still a chance for Cam to get up there if anything happens to Red Matt and Jake, by the way. But again, he needs a bit of a minor miracle tonight to qualify for the Championship 5, which is a real shame because he definitely deserves to be there. But it's not going to happen.
Yeah. most consistent driver all season in terms of top 10 finishes. Got that win at the first Britain race. And it's so good to see him finally win a race. But it's fallen apart. He had Thanksgiving, he had to miss a race. And that put him in this deficit of -12. But with as things stand, Redmat and Kyle doing enough. Redmat only just enough, as I discussed earlier. But Cam, what a shame in his penultimate JACKOCAR race. What a season he's put up. It would have been great to see him go to the USA to fight for a title, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that way.
Yeah, it would have been great, wouldn't it, to see the driver at his home race go in for it, but not to be. Perhaps it'll fuel his return one day, knowing how close he got. But still, you know, if this is the thing, if there were safety cars, I would say still has a chance. But in this situation,
oh, now it's just hit the wall.
Really need a lot of cars to drop out. And as you say, Arnold has hit the wall. He's got a big enough lead to have it not really worry him, I think, unless he's caused some damage to his car. But he's had a few slides here and there.
Did you also see that Iceman got back through after being lapped?
Didn't actually, no. So I wonder.
Yeah.
Wonder if he's actually part of the cause of that contact. But didn't see what was happening there because I was too busy watching sort of Kieran as we were talking about what was happening in the championship. But Kyle has now closed nearly a second since Arnold hit the wall. So perhaps Arnold will need to pit for repairs because Kyle will inevitably catch him. But perhaps he'll just sit there and think, well, you know, I'll just... you can't pass on this track, so stick it out.
And who was it? Was it last season? I think Khalifa or Janel. I think it might have been Janel who won the race. Just by... No, it's Khalifa, wasn't it? Staying out on those tyres for so long. And it just held everybody up. And won the race.
Arnold, his gap's now going back up again. So, well, it's not drastically falling anymore. Let's say that much. So, perhaps it won't be too bad for him. He is about to lap Jess again, though. It feels like there's someone lapping Jess every lap. And it's really holding up Ben, who's going to let Iceman... Well, the two Bens, they're both sort of being held up by Jess here at the minute. And they're both got to get through at the tunnel section as Jess puts the brakes on. That could have been really nasty, that. Luckily, Iceman was there to sort of react, because that could have been an airplane crash. Now it's Arnold's turn to go through. And he makes it stick. And now we've got the order messing itself about. But we can still see what Iceman's up to. Obviously now they're going to have to let Arnold through. But first, Iceman fancies getting by Ben Spurs, but it's not going to happen. Stuck behind for now. Kieran still trying to get by Cam as well. They're as close as they've really been all race. And it has to be said, Kieran's got more than enough ERS to blast past if he can find a gap. Any other track he'd be through. But look at Iceman making contact with Ben twice. And really struggling to get through. Is there frustration coming out here for the man who looked like he had a real chance here tonight before it all went wrong for him in qualifying? Maybe he feels that this could have been his night, but really as it stands, Kieran anyway, I think it would have been doing enough to get through even if Iceman had dominated the race. But he can at least try and catch back up to Kieran. And the first stage in that is getting by Ben Spurs. He's going round the outside into the Nouvelle Chicane. It's a really nice move. And he's got himself back up. And so he is fighting to the last minute. Good to see.
Because you never know, you know, this race could turn itself on its head. A Kieran retirement and Ben P5, and that flips it all, and he puts himself in a championship position. Of course, Iceman, I think he may consider this season a bit of a success. The awful regular season that he had, great postseason, the win in Portugal.
Oh,
he can come back next season and it'll be stronger. What's Arnold doing? He's stuck behind Ben Spurs.
Hit the back of him. Not very hard, but he's getting a bit stuck as the race leader. If he gets too close, of course, that could be damage. Could even be out of the race. So you've got to be careful, and you can see it.
Oh, don't do that, man.
Obviously, there's no requirement for Ben to let Arnold through.
Nope. And Ben will know the situation. with Jake and Kyle. Kyle was through if it stays like that. If ART can get Jake on the podium, then Jake goes through and Red Matt is knocked out.
So is it going to be a tactical wiping the race leader out?
It's not something we want to see, but you know, depends how badly they want to play the team game.
It
I
does,
think Arnold,
yeah.
Arnold is not the concern for these guys. He's in a race of his own, a league of his own. Finally back to form, the man from Belgium.
Yeah, but he's lost 3 seconds here. He's lost 3 seconds. Kyle, keep closing like this. Well, it could get difficult because, let's say, you can't pass around here. As long as Ben has a good run towards turn 1, there's nothing really Arnold can do about it.
No, and that's exactly what he had. Is that
Oh,
great
he's
run.
heading. Front line's gone.
Back
Front
again.
line's gone. On the left-hand side. Absolutely, there's damage. So now this is going to be infuriating. Arnold is on the inside. And he's putting Ben in the wall. He's hit the wall again himself. There's big damage on that front wing now. And look at Ben. He's coming back at him, is he? Sorry, Arnold's name's fallen down the leaderboards, but couldn't quite see what happened there. But Ben looks like he's still trying to get through.
Yeah, Ben is still trying to get through. That's absolutely right what you say, Owen. Ben is entitled to hold position, even as a lapped car, or to be lapped car.
Now,
frustration from Arnold.
what is Ben going to do? Is he going to throw it back up the inside? No, he's not, but Arnold's
no.
double lock up. He might have a chance to get through anyway. He does get through anyway. And there's more contact. And that's the whole sort of situation. He's in the wall. He's in the wall big time. This is really going to decide the championship situation. Because this could seriously cost...
Safety car.
Safety car. I don't see anything on the stream, but if that's a safety car, Arnold's just been bailed out. Kyle takes the lead.
Well
Well.
Just when we thought we weren't going to get any safety cars.
Unfortunately, I can't really see what's going on, but at the very least we caught what happened to Arnold. It looks to me, though, like Kyle is still racing out there. He's just, Kyle is still racing. He's just overtaking the safety car. The safety car is out, but once again, just like we had in Russia, its lights aren't on. So I'm assuming what you're seeing is different to what I'm seeing. Because Arnold's driving backwards down the pit lane as we speak.
Okay. Well, that's the wrong way. Red Matt.
Thanks for that useful information.
Oh, the safety car cuts Red Matt up.
Yeah, I don't think this is an actual safety car yet.
Oh, no. Well, the green light is on, so that means drivers can pass a safety car, correct?
Well, I'm
not being stupid.
I haven't got any lights, but I think the green light would mean that, yes. I'm going to have to sit here and wait to see what happens here, because,
Yeah, Red Matt goes past, so...
What is happening here? I'm so confused.
Arnold's third, so...
Because look, these guys I think are still sort of racing out here. Because you've got Yuri side by side with Kieran, and I'm sorry, they look like they're going at pace. Now we have a yellow. Thomas is out. Still no safety car. There it is. There we go. Finally. Okay.
Okay.
Kyle's backwards in the pit lane, but
Jake's got to be careful on the tunnel here. There we go.
What the hell is happening right now?
Red Matt leads.
Well, I assume that is Kyle now leaving the pits. Arnold's back in? No, he's not.
Yeah, so Kyle is in front of Arnold.
Yes. Red Matt leads both of them. And Jake, actually, as it happens, isn't really gaining anything out of this. But at least he gets to catch back up. Cam, the further we get on here, Cam now sort of back into it. And hopefully during the safety car, it'll all sort of sort itself out. Because apparently, according to my game, Arnold's now down in 10th on a new set of softs.
He is on a new set of softs, but he's actually P3.
Okay, now it's put back up there. Sorry, it says it in the pit lane. I mean, I'm just so confused. I didn't even know what happened to Thomas, but that's what actually put the safety car out in the end. How long's he been out of the race? Is that like something that just happened for me and it's actually been there for ages? Or?
He's been out for a couple of laps, yeah.
Okay. Someone's in Narnia. Someone's in... I don't know who it is. Is it Yuri? We're on board with Yuri and he's going underneath the boats. Like, what is happening with this game today? You can't make it up. You really cannot make this up right now. But you saw it. He was underneath the boats.
Apparently it was Jess that killed Thomas, I've been informed by...
Of course it was.
The ever-reliable Dexter.
That was always going to happen with the way Jess was driving, sadly. It's just too slow for her own good. Sometimes on a street track it can cause problems with no ghosting. I said it was going to happen. That's assuming that is what's happened, of course. Kyle is in the pits? No. Yes? Is he in the pits?
Kyle's not. No, Kyle has pitted.
Right, send me another invite and I'll try and rejoin before this ends. Well, I don't know if I have any choice. I'll quit the game, but I think if I quit the game, it ends my multiplayer, everything. So just re-invite me.
I can't. Hang on, I can't send you an invite.
You say that now.
I do say that now.
Right.
PlayStation will not let me send you one.
This is a bit awkward. I've just. Right.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, you don't do this to me.
There you go.
Let me guess, you've tried to invite someone through the party, and for some reason it doesn't let you do that, but it'll let you do it the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I had earlier. I was about to say, oh no. Right, I'm hoping this fixes the lobby issues, folks.
Stream is still live.
Yep.
Which is good.
Always good on that front.
So, even if we get kicked at this point, the actual race lobby for the drivers still seems to be stable. So, we will let them race to the end at this point. I just hope that we have enough invites to get back in if it were to go wrong, because this is where it usually happens.
And I tell you what, we're in a situation with Red Matt staying out on 20-lap-old mediums.
Well, he knows the bigger picture. Unfortunately for Jake, he's in the same boat. Or did Jake pit? Sorry.
Jake pitted. He's on.
Yeah, he made a third stop.
Yeah, so this is a chance here, and Jake, who has no penalties as well, could get ahead of Arnold this way. Arnold, of course, is going to be hyper aggressive with no penalties, or sorry, with the penalty, but with a bit of rage after, well, effectively being wiped up by Ben. But then you could sort of argue that Ben, well, you know, he had a right to do that, and I guess Arnold, you know.
The argument is Arnold's coming around to lap Ben, okay? So Ben is the slower car if he's in that position in the first place. So you have to anticipate and prepare for slower drivers.
Yeah. Oh, Yuri and Kieran have had a collision. No damage on either car by the looks of it. But tensions rising under the safety car. And Cam, just going to point this out, has no penalties as well. He's not pitted. He's got no pens. This is still on for him potentially. It's a long shot, but
speaking of long shots, P9 Iceman.
Yep.
Is it still on for him? A race win?
Well, let's see his penalties.
Outscoring Kieran.
He's only got 3 sets of penalties, so he would be beating Kieran. We'll see. Safety car's coming in though.
So then,
as Jacko does take a deep breath, and I am as well.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I'll have a sip of Monster as well, because this could be lively, or we could be getting kicked.
Well, it's one or the other, isn't it? But the safety car has peeled off, and now it all lies at Red Matt's door. He's got to get this restart right, and he's on such old tyres. This could really, anything could happen here. And riding on board with Arnold, the man will be probably the most angry, because he's going to have to try and get past one car straight away, and he's done so. So that's traffic dealt with. Kieran is side by side and cutting the corner to overtake. Iceman's made 3 places, by the way, and it's all going off on the way to the hill. Kieran,
Yori's got in front of Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran, the man under pressure now, because if he gets wiped out, Iceman could be in position soon. So he's got to keep his cool right now.
If Kieran were to be to DNF, Iceman needs one more position.
Yeah.
And that's J-Luke.
Yeah, so Kieran's got to keep it on the island here. As Ben has a bit of contact with Cam. But here for the race lead, here comes Kyle. He's got a really good run. Can he get himself around the outside? No, he can't. And this is going to be like this every lap till the finish, folks. This is going to be so tight.
Yeah. And just to point out as well, Kyle and Arnold have both lost the advantage of their Joker, so if they win the race, there's no bonus points because they've made more than one stop.
Luckily, they are effectively both through. Arnold definitely through. Kyle, in this situation, is effectively through as well. Arnold fought to avoid it, but didn't quite make the move. Jake needs to get a move on because he's got to be able to point when the chance arises. Here comes Kyle again towards turn 1. We've only got 7 to go here in Monaco, and nothing's happening yet. Look at Kyle so close to losing the rear end and ended up in the wall. Kieran, on his older tires, is sort of just holding his own right now, not getting himself into a position where he could end up in an accident. He's got a good gap behind if he wants to settle in, so all looks good for his chase campaign as it stands. The real drama is going to be at the front, because this is where the Championship 5 gets decided. And Red Matt, he's going to have to make this car the widest car you've ever seen. Can he do it? Look at the speed that Kyle has, and the ERS as well. But if Red Matt just places his car in the right position, there's no way Kyle can get through. But he pulls alongside anyway. He's trying around the outside, and once again, no way through. Look at it. They're fighting to the back now as well. This is incredible racing. But there's still no way through.
Oh, and I'm just sitting back and watching this. I've forgotten how to commentate. What a show they're putting on at the moment. Arnold still very much a threat. Jake is also there, and he's hanging back enough to take advantage of any potential wing damage, which we've already seen once tonight.
Here he goes again.
But Kyle's exits on Red Matt are just so much better to the outside of Sandavort. And it's not going to be done this time, but Red Matt's
He's done it on the hill. He's done it. He's lost it. That's a major moment in this race. And that, I think Arnold might have just escaped that, but did Red Matt pick up any side pod damage? Because that was a big hit into the side. Iceman is now moving up into P5, surely, because Kyle's got massive damage. He's going to have to pit with that, surely. In fact, he hasn't got a front wing, so that is the situation. And that was Kyle. Surely that was the win in the bag. No, it wasn't. And now, Arnold, he's been there, he's done that, stuck behind cars in races here at Monaco. It happened earlier on, he ended up in the fence that time. He's not going to end up in the fence this time. Not at the moment, anyway.
Owen, I'm going to make it very simple for all the viewers and yourself. If Red Matt wins, he's through. If Red Matt finishes second, he is eliminated and Jake goes through. It's just like that. So Jake is Arnold's biggest fan at the moment as he closes even more.
Look at Kieran. I want to keep my eye on him. I know there's a lead fight going on, but with Kyle being so slow, Kieran could find himself accidentally picking up a retirement. But it's not going to happen. Lucky boy, because I was...
Arnold to the lead into Sandavort.
Not
Red
yet.
Matt leaves him just a car's room.
There's a puncture for MK Bourne, by the way. So that was the yellow flag there. He's picked up a puncture, so it's all still going off. Arnold! Oh, this is tight! But he's got through into the race lead. And Jake now, well, as Jacko says, it's done. But Jake will want to make sure it's done.
Arnold has a penalty, of course, so if Red Matt stays there, Jake still needs to get past Red Matt.
But it has to be said, you'd expect Arnold to pull the gap on those new salts. It's about whether Jake and he's lost it!
Oh my, don't do that, Jakey. Keep it on the road. 4 laps to go for a place in the Championship 5. He's got the run on Red Matt down into the chicane. It's not good enough this time. And Red Matt survives another lap, but he'll come back.
Remember Iceman's incredible pace? He could still sense a race victory here if he can get by these 3. If not second place. And that could still put him in a nice position here. He's got to keep it on the island. We know he's got such incredible pace around here. He's got to use it. Look at this. Jackson to the back. And also Jamie too. This whole train all the way down to Kieran is being backed right up as we start the last 4 laps of this race. Down the inside goes Jake! He sends Red Matt spinning off, and Iceman's involved as well, and it's a big pile-up. Luckily, we have Kieran, who hasn't picked up any damage. He stopped the car in time. But who's going to get out of here first? There's a lot of penalties being thrown around. I think Iceman did it. He did pick up damage.
Oh, Kieran's got
damage as well. There's front wings flying everywhere, and all the guys at the front of this have major damage. And that means Arnold, 20 seconds clear. Who's going to end up on the podium? Because Iceman does have damage, not nearly as much as the 2 guys ahead of him. They haven't got front wings, so Iceman could still end up finishing P2. What's the penalty situation? Because there's a lot of them that have just been given out. Iceman has less penalties than Kieran. And with all that pile-up going on, Kieran would fall right down to 10th place. And with Iceman finishing 2nd place, I don't know if that would be enough, would it?
Say again. So Iceman would finish P2, Kieran down P10.
Possibly. It's not really confirmed, though, but that's sort of...
15 would put in +3. No, Kieran would win by +2.
Oh!
Sorry, +4.
Arnaud is very slow. Is there a safety car? There is. So all these guys get to pit. That's going to be all of them into the pit lane. We're going to get...
then.
Who's going to pit?
What a spot of luck.
Jake hasn't got a front wing, and he's staying out. That is so clever, because he knows he just has to keep the track position. And he gets through into the Championship 5. This is risky.
Well,
but if it works, it could be incredible.
Well, I made the JACKOCAR playbook, but I've never, ever seen that. What a way to make it through if you're going to do it. Red Mat is all the way down in P9. Track position is king.
Folks, this is unbelievable.
I've never seen anything like it.
The man in 2nd place hasn't got a front wing, and he's staying out on purpose. The man behind him has front wing damage. And there's a lot of penalties to go round. A lot of penalties. Cam can still win this race, I'm telling you. But if he does, what would that mean for him?
Well, winning you're in. It's simple. It put Cam into a championship fight next week is what it would do.
He was far enough away from all the fighting. I'm not sure he'd even have damage. He doesn't have any damage. So
it would be Cam and Kyle.
You know, say Jake can't slow the car down into turn 1 because he hasn't got a front wing, and he hits Arnaud. It could happen.
Oh my! You can't call this
safety car's in.
Safety car.
Cam, no,
Cam leaves the session.
Oh, you can't write this. You can't write this. Oh, for God's sake!
He's got 30 seconds or less to rejoin.
Oh
my!
Well, we've got
Arnaud get the restart right.
Well, will Jake get the restart right? I think that's the more interesting question, because he hasn't got a front wing if he gets it wrong. This is one of the most extraordinary races, one of the most extraordinary meetings we've ever had. We've had issues after issues after issues, but at the end of this race, it's all livened up. Jake, can he do it? No, not with that restart he can't. He tried to anticipate it, it didn't work out. Yellow flags on the main straight, but how about on the way up the hill? You can see that we've got cars being mugged off. Jamie is pulling up into 3rd place, but now he's up on the inside, and Jake is holding on to 2nd. Look at that, it's Kyle bursting through, and look
Jamie's going to protect his teammate.
Yeah,
that's his teammate in front. He's not going to overtake him.
Oh my God, it's a complete train. Kieran's broken his front wing, I think. He's got damage now. But
only end plate.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
This drivers are going so slowly, it's bringing out yellow flags. That's not an accident, that's just their pace. Here comes Kyle! He's coming through on Iceman! And Iceman's braking, he's letting people through. What's he doing? Oh!
No front wing!
What was all that about? That was so bizarre. But it looks like Kyle is going to take 2nd place in a second.
Got wing damage. Arnaud's hit the wall.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at all this. This train is still going. Red Mat has nearly arrived as Jake moves up. And we've got more yellow flags. Jake, he can't get into the last corner, but J-Luke is crucially still in position.
That's a team player if I've ever seen one. J-Luke. Oh, unbelievable stuff.
Oh, he's hit him! He's hit him! What's he done? What has he done? Red Man up the hill.
This is for position. This is for the championship run.
Championship position. This is what it's all about. Right on the outside. He's hit him. Oh, and that is it. That is it. Red Mat's
on his way.
Someone's lost a front wing. It's Arnaud. Arnaud. He's lost his front wing, folks. That's going to be Kyle coming through, or even anyone else. Who is going to win this thing? I can't believe it. Arnaud's lost his front wing, and Kyle is going to take the lead. How did that happen? I have no idea. But Kyle leads the Monaco Grand Prix. I'll tell you what, it was worth waiting for. Thanks to everyone who stuck around because you're getting
Red Matt
out
almost
show.
hit the wall. Oh my. Jake knew it though, didn't he? Jake
did.
knew that was the championship there and then.
But here's
Red Matt's now
Arnold.
catching up to the back of Arnold. You don't need to do anything, Matt. Stay behind him. You get the position and you get to go to America to fight for a title. But Kyle, Owen Wyatt is going to win in Monaco and is through to the Championship 5 for the 3rd season in a row. Arnold, 2nd. Red Matt to the Championship 5 along with Arnold and J. Luke. And it's going to be Kieran down in PA. He's done enough. He's won the chase. And he's on his way to America for a title.
Ben with, I think, a JACKOCAR best of 4th there as well. Well done to him. Yellows are still coming out at the end of this race. Iceman, for whatever reason, he threw it all away when he bashed his car into the wall. What could he have made out of that? Because Kieran only ended up 9th in the end. But, I mean...
Oh my.
Wow.
Have you ever?
I mean, I'm not sure Kyle's going to know what's happened. I'm not sure Arnold will be able to believe that because he's hit the wall seemingly on the final lap. We know he hit the wall before, but he must have hit it again. And if only Cam hadn't DC'd, because that could have been him. With Arnold hitting the wall like that, it could have been Cam. And he'll know it, I think. I think he'll know it. But, well... That's JACKOCAR for you. Always worth waiting for. Always worth waiting for.
Well, we had to wait a while, didn't we?
We did.
It's 12 minutes to 9, and we've just witnessed probably one of the best races of the 65 we've ever had in Cup Series.
It's hard to top it, isn't it? But we'll try next week. But here's the order for those of you who missed all the drama. Kyle wins it from Red Matt and Arnold. Ben, best result in 4th, and Cam DC'd the whole time and was still 5th. If he had stayed, he could have been on his way to the Championship 5, but as it stands, he's going to retire from JACKOCAR without a championship. J. Luke ends up 6th with Jake in 7th, and well, there'll be a few people not happy with him after he did his best to assassinate Red Matt in that one. Yuri was 8th, Kieran was 9th, he's also through, and Iceman was 10th. Then MK Bourne and Jess were the last finishers. All the retirements: Thomas, Casper, Jamie Patino, Pete, Deck, and Corey.
And of course, Camo Baba, who didn't make the 2nd race.
Yeah.
But he was there. It was a 20-car group to begin with. Well then, the fireworks go off in the Monaco night sky. 1 race to go in this epic season. Owen Wyatt finish the show for us.
Well, this is certainly set us up for a fantastic finale next week in Texas. But that's not the only time you're going to see me and Jacko covering the Championship 5. We are doing both Championship 5s next week, so you will see us, first of all, on Tuesday. I believe we're in Portimao for the Kia.
Portimao with Pete Knighton.
Yep, with Pete. So we'll be there with him to cover that Championship 5, and then we'll be back here on Thursday for the Championship 5 for these lot in Texas. It's going to be a big week for the league, as it always is. Jacko always loves to make it a massive event. And we will also have a guest commentator with us for Championship 5 next week here. Yeah. So there's so much to look forward to. Keep an eye out for all of the pre-race stuff that's going to be happening on the channel and on Twitter and everywhere. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Certainly all of you who stayed, it was worth the wait, and thank you for doing so. And Codemasters, please fix your game. Because as entertaining as that was, I'd love to have a race next week where it all just goes to plan. But thanks for watching, and we will see you all next week. So safe travels, and take care.